Good morning everyone, and welcome to part 12 of Infernum, where in today's episode I will take out Astrum Aureus, Golem and Duke Fishron. So first things first, I get straight into the action and get the Astral Chunk and then immediately summon Astrum Aureus. First is this wave of lasers, I guess. Oh wait, that's not that attempt yet. Death montage. It's quite short, death montage though. Okay, this is the actual attempt. So first is this spread of lasers, which you just run away and run in the same direction, and then you find the gap, and then it does this dump attack where there's a shockwave and projectiles and yeah. And this, you just go in a circle, it's fine. And it's a spread of lasers again. And it's doing the missiles again. Just head up and over for that, it's alright. So yeah, the weapon I'm using here is the Flat Kraken for its high damage. That's really it. It's kind of hard to use, but such a big target you can hardly miss anyway. Okay, now it enters phase 2. At whatever percent this is. And then it's this homing missile attack again. But now it does more lasers. It's quite simple, you just find the gap. And then it's this dual death laser, so you fly up and then just move between the lasers. And now when it does the stomp, there's astral missiles, so you kind of have to dodge those as well. And then I finally took out Astrum Aureus, which, hey, that wasn't too bad. But now, moving swiftly on for some reason, go into the temple, just clear it out a bit. So, because next is Golem. Oh yeah, and by the way, I've completely forgot to disable cheat sheet afterwards, and this fight took so many attempts, so difficult. I mean, not that frustrating to be honest, but difficult. Oh yeah, welcome to one of the longest death montages you'll see in this playthrough, or I don't know, probably not the longest, considering how difficult Infernum gets post Moonlord supposedly. Yeah, just so many deaths. There's like, this took literally 39 attempts, so quite a few of them. But I decided to switching to Hallowed Armor would be the best idea because it has that dodge set bonus. Oh, genuinely painful. But anyway, I decided to do the Pumpkin Moon now because I want to get the Witch's Broom because that could help a lot for dodging some of the attacks. Because my Flying Dutchman's a bit too slow at this stage, so. And I get the Witch's Broom, which is a flying mount with infinite flight, and it's a lot quicker than the black spot mount I was using before. So yeah, this is going to help a lot for Golem, and also just building in general from later on. And I also get the Jack-o'-lantern launcher, which shoots exploding pumpkins. It does more damage than Snowman Cannon, but it's really hard to use, so I probably won't be using it. And then here is the final attempt of Golem, I think. Yeah. So, first is his fist attack, and you kind of just fly up and over, but slowly. One of the key themes of this fight is slow movements, like more precision movements, as you can see there. Like, don't go like really fast over. Don't move really quick and erratically, you'll just get hit a lot. Try and move slower. And then there's this attack, which is like, you know, that sand attack. Like one of Sans' attacks from Undertale or something. So if you've played that, you might know that. And then there's this... yeah, you'll see the same few attacks a lot because my damage is really low. Yeah, for this you're just going to want to, you know, try and move in the direction of the lasers. And this, go to one end of the arena and then switch back. And I think that's the easiest way to dodge that. And for this, just go in between the lines and then move out of the way before it slams back down. And then at 60% or something, it enters phase 2, so... which, yeah, there's these spikes on the floor. And then and also there's a massive death laser because... of course it does. Every boss in Infernum has a death laser of some sort. Genuinely. Like, there's more bosses with a death laser in this mod than there is without. Most of the attacks here are just the same, but you can't touch the floor. So grappling onto the walls or onto these moving platforms is quite good. And also, make good use of the Witch's Broom. It doesn't reset your flight time, but it does really help for like staying in the air once you've run out of flight time. Yeah, and as I've mentioned there, my damage is borderline terrible because I don't have access to very good rockets at the moment. And this is my best option. I've tried other things and it just didn't really work out because Snowman Cannon is homing, which is really helpful for a mod like this where you... And then there's a third and final phase at 20-something%. Now this is like a grid pattern to it or something. I don't know. Like, the fight really does not change much throughout the duration. It's more of just the same few attacks in endurance. And then there's this again. Yep. Like, still at 15%. This is very long. I might stop talking now, actually. Oh yeah, there's this attack. No, I'm not stopping talking apparently, because there's this, and you kind of just use Witch's Broom. It makes it 5,000 times easier to dodge or something. And then finally I managed to do it, and as you can see by my cursor movements, I was genuinely so excited when I beat it in, like, when I was recording this. Yeah, I'm getting some lizard bricks quickly for the Ravager summon, because that's coming on later on in the playthrough. And then after Golem, I decide to head down to the Sulphur Sea and into the Abyss to try and get some Scoria, which, as you can see from my dying, is kind of annoying, but oh well. Get some Scoria and make the Hellstorm, which I believe the damage is higher than the Snowman Cannon with Rocket Phrase, but doesn't have homing. Get a bit more Scoria, and then make the Hydrothermic Armor, which oh no, I used a bit. I'll use it for the rest of this episode, the Hydrothermic Armor, but yeah. It's quite good because it provides some extra health and other bonuses. But now, as you can see, there's a Martian invasion going on, so I just deal with that. And the main reason for this is I just want to try out cluster rockets and see if they're any good. And I also get the Electrosphere launch from the first saucer, which is nice. I mean, it's quite useless because, as you can see, I get the cluster rockets, and the Snowman Cannon does way more damage with cluster rockets than it does with Rocket Freeze. Like, the damage increase is insane, but alright, now get some truffle worms and head over to the Sulphur Sea because it's an ocean biome and already have an arena there to fight Duke Fishron for another death montage. And then I realise, no, I think let's just get the Haydale Mantle because it offers better flight and a bit of damage bonuses when... Oh yeah, and then here, there wasn't a long death montage because I do manage to beat it on this run, so let me go through the attacks. So for the dashes, you just dash either the other way or just dash into it. For these tornadoes, you fly above them. And then eventually enters phase 2, where it dashes quicker. And then there's a tidal wave, which if you've got bad positioning, you're just gonna die because it does like 200 damage per tick and it can hit you multiple times. I don't actually know how you dodge it, I was just kind of winging it the whole time. And in phase 3, it dashes more still, and also has this Razor Blade Typhoon attack, which I think I meant to go from left to right to dodge that, but I don't know how to dodge the Razor Blade Typhoons and the dashes at the same time. So yeah, for the dashes, just try dashing into the boss. Well, provided you got the Asgard's Valor dash thing. Oh yeah, and then here's the final phase at the last 15%, and it doesn't really shoot at anything in this phase, it just dashes and summons the wave projectiles behind it. But after only a couple attempts, I managed to take out Duke Fishron. And then managed to get the Fishron wings on the first try. But I don't get the tsunami, so I farm a couple of times to try and get that. And I open the bag, and I managed to get the tsunami on the second bag, which is quite good. But anyway, that's all for today's episode. So I'll see you lot in the next one.